Welcome to Brain Date, the dating game show that looks into the contestants' minds, see what makes them tick, find out which ticks make a tock, and before you know it, we've got chimes on the big clock of love. I am the Gold Brain, and now it's time to meet the contestants. On the Blue Brains, we have Chris, and he's a man of danger. What's that all about, Chris?
It's quite embarrassing actually. I work for Nova and my announcer name is Danger Chris Danger, which pretty much means that I'm just a crap stunts guy and constantly thwarted by my own lack of any ability whatsoever. And
What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
I've unhooked a lady's bra with my brain.
Have you?
Nah, it's not true.
Well,
It's
could
about
you
as
maybe
dangerous
do,
as I get
do
though.
Wendy's now?
Watch yourself, Wendy, something's coming.
The second person on the Blue Brains is Simon.
Hey, what's up, Goldie?
I'm more of the Goldie horn than horn.
Oh, Goldie Horn.
But Simon, he's a burgeoning rock god.
Been in a few bands, and yeah, we've done pretty well for ourselves. We've been on a few radio stations, tour, stuff like that, CDs, blah blah blah.
Have a word to the man from Nova.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll be having a chat with him after the
Talk you
show.
right up.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Good stickers.
Nova stickers.
Final Blue Brain for tonight is Luke, and he's a muso too, but he's got a bent for architecture.
Yes, that's right. Architecture is my game, so it's pretty much different sized lines and where they all go.
It's those lines that go up your nose that you've got to worry about, isn't it?
Exactly.
Goldie.
And what are your favourite buildings around Brisbane, do you reckon?
The new library is really quite good, I think, and the Goman right next to it.
Let's meet the Pink Brains for this evening. First we've got Wendy. And Wendy's a bit of a Jim Beam and Coke kind of gal and already works in her dream job.
I'm a process engineer and I help to design coal preparation plants in central Queensland at the moment and soon to be in Indonesia. It's a bit of a boys' game, but I managed to muscle my way in.
Susanna,
Hello.
you're a compulsive eBay shopper.
I am. It's got to come to an end soon.
What do you reckon the craziest thing you've ever bought on eBay is?
I actually buy a lot of Barbie stuff. Old, new, whatever. I think probably the most impulsive thing was a guitar effects board worth a couple of $100.
For Barbie?
No, just for me. Just for me.
I was thinking, yeah, that is
Started
crazy.
a band.
It is.
Oh, okay.
So,
Ken on
yes.
keyboards.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
All right, cool. And Sammy, apparently, has got an interesting story about number plates.
We used to unscrew the number plates of people's cars. Whenever we needed petrol, we'd get the blue tack out and we'd stick these number plates over our own. I lived with 2 police officers at the time and I was only 17, and we did this petrol run this one day and we were driving out of the petrol station and a police car drove up behind us and my mate freaked out and ran a red light, and so they pulled us over and we're sitting there and I'm going, oh my gosh, and my housemate gets out of the police car. She made a joke of it going, you girls are so lucky it's me that's pulled you over, you know, I just have to do a number plate and a rego check, and yeah, it didn't end up well.
Sammy, straight from the clink. All right, well, we'll get into it. And the rules of Brain Date are very simple. First, we show the contestants a prompt, and after seeing or hearing the prompt, they write down the first thing that comes to mind. We then compare answers, and if 2 contestants gave the same answer, then they score a point. You can score more than 1 point with any one contestant in a round, and the 2 contestants who score the most points by the end of the show win, and we send them off on a fantastic date. Let's get into the first question. So we're going to show you 3 pictures, and we want you to say which one most accurately sums up what your parents were like. So let's see with Chris, what were your parents like?
They were stern. My dad was the angriest man on the cosmos, possibly.
Simon, how about you?
I'm going the same. My parents were stern as well. Yeah, they're pretty strict, so yeah, these things happen. Nothing to get too upset about.
This is a lesson to parents out there. Look what happens if you're too stern.
Kind of like us too.
Luke, how about you?
Yeah, Well, I put A, Stern, down only because the other two were way off the mark. Neither of my parents play musical instruments or smoke pot. So.
If Wendy's got Stern, then she matches with all 3 blue brains. How'd you go?
I match. Stern.
Fantastic.
I
Susanna?
had musicians, so
I've always wanted to see what happens when you smoke too much pot during pregnancy.
You look
There
very
we
good.
go.
And
All right, Sammy.
See Alien, just to be a little bit different, just because I never understood them or their rationalising for reasons.
Nothing to do with the anal probe?
No, not at this point.
All right, good. We're going to play the brains, 3 sounds, and they have to say which one they found most annoying.
Good morning. Are you ready to ask Jesus into your
I
life?
saw Sammy duck for cover when the siren came on. Well, let's see what the pink brains made of that one.
C. Where I lived at home, we had people who'd come out, drive 60 k's just to our house to come knock on our door to be told, please leave.
Susanna?
the alarm. Absolute biggest pet hate I have ever known.
Find with alarm clocks, they've got a little button on the side, and if you hit it with a hammer, then you've got no more problems.
And,
Sammy, which one
And
do you
I
go for?
Yeah.
also went with alarm. I think that's my worst sound.
Okay, well, we'll check to the blue brains. How'd you go?
I got a match because I've gone Mormons. I just couldn't think of a religious collective whole for all of them. But yeah, that's bloody annoying. Nothing against Jesus, love your work, but when I'm at home, don't put your religion onto me.
Simon, how'd you go?
I went for B. I went for the cops. When you're driving down the road singing your favourite song, and then the next second, there's like all sirens buzzing around you and stuff. Like, oh man, you have to pull off the highway or
Put your Coke away.
Put the Coke away, get off the phone, especially when you're on the phone, it sucks.
Put your pants back on.
Well, I don't know what you get up to in the car.
It sucks.
All right, Luke.
I went with the alarm clock. Getting out of bed is not my forte.
Luke scores a point there with Sammy and Susanna. Well, we'll move on to the next question. And in this one, we're going to show you a video of 2 things, and we want you to say which one is you. Simon, which one of those do you think best sums what you're like?
I chose A, cat, because I'm a cool cat, man. Alright, and I pimp it up and I party hard, just like the cool cats, man. So I chose cat. A.
And if Chris tickles your tummy, will you purr?
Yeah, I will purr, and also I might wee on him. Yeah.
Luke?
I went with dog. I love a good snooze in the afternoon, and going for a walk too.
If we scratch your belly, does your leg go like this and stuff?
Yeah,
That's my spot.
I'm known
That's
to
my
cock my
spot.
legs.
Chris, how about you? Dog?
Yeah,
or
I've gone
cat?
dog also because, I don't know, I'm happy, I'm loyal. And if I can lick my bits, fair chance I would.
Yeah, that's the only reason you're out of the house, isn't it? Starting with Susanna, obviously you're going to match with somebody. Are you a cat or a dog?
I'm a dog, according to the visual anyway.
I hear that too often.
Well, I am lazy, and with the 2 pictures, I'm not a fence sitter, so already other name associated with cat. So dog it is.
Sammy?
I've gone with B, dog, just because I hate cats. And yeah, like Chris, I'm loyal, and I think cats are just sly.
Sammy scores a match with Chris and Luke there. And let's see how Wendy's going.
I also chose dog because it was the first word I ever said.
That's great. We've got some high pedigree matching going on. Except for poor old Simon.
Hey, you know what? That's cool. That's cool.
Chris and Wendy have shot out in the front with 3 points, but everybody's still in the mix. We'll move on to the last question in the round. And this one, if you can imagine, you've just got back from a date and you put on some music. Which of these 3 types of music are you most likely to put on?
Is there a D?
Susanna, which one would you put on if you got
Look, out of the three, I would have said country, mainly because I've had a couple of bad dates in the past and that reminded me of getaway music.
Sammy,
I've gone with C, country, just to get rid of them. Because if I'm playing music, I'm not keen.
I went for dance. It's nothing better than a bit of a dance when you get home with a new date. Got to try them out.
Simon, if you go A or C, dance or country, you get a match. How'd you go?
So I went for dance. I like it.
All right, Luke.
Yeah, I also went with dance. The classical seemed a bit heavy for late night conversation, and country music would just drive me insane.
Even though it sounds like a porn soundtrack, I've gone dance, mate, that's a good or bad thing. The second one sounded a bit too gladiatorial, might get performance anxiety. And the third one, I feel like I should break out the moonshine or something. She's wrong and she should have less teeth.
All right, so Wendy cleans up big with the dance music matches. Chris is maybe worried about the size of his scimitar to be a gladiator, but he'll be all right. And that takes us to the end of the first round. Chris and Wendy are still matched to every one of those questions, so things are looking pretty hopeful. And we'll see you back here for the beginning of the second round on Brain Date.
Catholic's funny. It's funny being Catholic because it gives you this incredible sense of guilt. Like, you know, even masturbating, it's like so much guilt. It's like having an affair.